Okay, so I'm sitting in a dark room. Of course, it looks like it's doing okay. So this is the beginning of part 2 of the Virginia to V&T 2021 trip. Anyhow, so let me think here. Should I say anything about it? It was interesting, but I guess if you need something to stay tuned to, you're going to see me blowing the whistle. Of course, you can't see that I was doing it too soon before I got through the crossing. But anyway, yeah, I got to blow the whistle. And then there's just a bunch of random stuff that I shot. I was fascinated by the floor because the floor is basically a piece of metal that comes off of the locomotive, and then it just rests on the part that holds all the fuel. There's a name for it. God, I can't remember. Don't ever get mature because you can't remember anything. Anyway, tender? Is that right? God, I have to look it up now. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so it's always fascinated me how that works, because if you ever wondered, you have two train parts that are, hooked together with a coupler, and then they move. Well, how do you make it so you can stand there and not fall through? Of course, modern trains have a much more sophisticated way of doing it, but this is the old-fashioned way, and it's always fascinated me. So I have this long chunk of footage I shot of the floor and how it slides together. So anyway, so if you're wondering why I shot that, there's your answer. Anyway, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about this for now, because I don't remember everything I shot today. So enjoy. Today is Sunday, the 20th. Yeah, 20th. I hope that's right. I don't have a calendar nearby. Taking Charlie out for a walk. So anyway, still here in Virginia City. Hopefully today I'll get a little bit more stuff. Try to keep the camera handy. I kept putting it down, then something would come up and it's like, well, I'm nowhere near the camera. Now what do I do? Anyway, where do you want to go? You want to go that way? He's not too sure about this nature stuff. You okay? Anyhow, there's the view. Why do you insist on going over here? There's nothing over here. Just that. Okay. Well, that's all for now. I'll stop and we'll go from there.
Vlogging all the way, Bob. And I'll do that with my router.
I'll do that with my jigsaw. Sawzall.
Sound like it was in tune, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really nice.
Okay, so I have the bulb. Anything else I need to grab before I come up there?
I think we got everything on the running boards here.
All right.
That's just 3 chimes?
Yeah.
All right, get this. Oh. I'm gonna. Well, you want to probably grab this whistle.
So I'm going to put the nut back on this valve that fell off. I was tightening the wheel up and the nut just went boom.
The best part's hearing it reverberate all over the...
Yeah, I'm sure the neighbors love it when
Oh,
they hear it.
awesome.
Okay, Bob, the wrenches, we're going to need to get this computer apart.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Oh, no.
It shouldn't be too tight.
Here's that part. Right.
I got it. Let's see. The ring stays on the engine. So just put it right here, Bob. Or are you coming out?
Let me see it coming down here. You're going which way?
I'm going this way. We're going to go that way. Yeah. Open it up a little bit. Push against it now.
Who's the king?
This thing's really heavy.
I remember.
Got it?
Yep, I got
Officer, I have some good security film of the people that stole the whistle off the locomotive.
Pay no attention to the fact that it's
Hey, I took the flange off and I put a union on. Hand me that whistle.
Okay.
Oh, but we might have gained an
Hang
inch
on.
or two.
I'm on the wrong side of
But yeah, that's leaking pretty bad.
the...
They
You
told
know
me it's
what?
brand new, and it's like, wow.
It is. It's brand new.
I'm gonna suggest a lighter weighted whistle. Okay, here we go. All right, what's up?
Holy shit, man.
Ready?
Which one's that?
Is that the one from last night, right, Chris?
Yeah, that's the one we ran last night.
Oh, okay. Sounded good, but
Yeah.
that brass one.
Yeah, wasn't that great? Oh.
Hey, I sent you, I don't know if I got through, I sent Heather a bunch of videos.
Oh, good.
So I sent all along the watchtower. It's called Case of Change. It's kind of the series. They played like Bobby Robertson's this song, but they go around the world.
Oh, yeah.
Have like a, 4 seconds of this person.
Yeah, is that one you were talking about last night?
Yeah. Well, I didn't play it for you, but
No. But
yeah,
you were
I
talking
sent that.
yeah, cool. Oh, good, good. I'll get it from
You'll
you.
enjoy those.
Yeah,
They're
thanks.
really good.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
No, I sent you a bunch of 5
No, I don't need anything.
Oh, great. Yeah, that'll help me remember, like, thanks.
What's that? We give the dad free train rides because they probably start to get my wife a credit card because they can't afford to ride.
Yeah, right. That's very nice.
We don't advertise it.
Oh, packed yesterday.
Morning, Tom. How you doing? Well, you're much too happy. Always. Much too happy.
Hey, Brian, do you have to take this thing in the shop today? No, I just want to man. I think we're going to clear, but it's real close.
We were going to roll forward. You don't have to go. Just enough.
Oh, okay. As long as you're not going to take this to the door. Because that would be a bad day.
Hey guys, boys.
Hang on back. Let me get a little bit of style. You got to have a little style.
No. Delphin fried fish heavy in the bag. What? Delphin fried fish heavy in the bag.
What's that? Maybe when they're moving. They got a lot of work to do on the engine right now. I don't want to bother them.
I thought you were on the football team. Why didn't you look that bad? Why'd you make old man Brian? I'm on the football team. I'm on the fucking pitching team. I bet you were stud. Girlfriend weighs 3 times as much as that bag, doesn't it? You know how many pounds? Yeah, I'm looking at you right there. Right there. You get bottom now.
Give the whistle. Just give it a tug to blow it.
You want another one, Brian?
Dump the air. Yeah. You don't mind. Yeah. I just want to make sure it's.
The combination shaft at one time was the deepest mine in the world. Still, to this day, that shaft goes straight down 3,265 feet into the earth, about 2/3 of a mile. The combination shaft was a joint mining effort between 4 mining companies on the Comstock lode. In their wisdom, they thought a main vein of ore existed directly under that spot, and if they sunk that mine shaft, they'd all become very rich. But folks, there was a problem. There was no main vein of ore. That shaft only brought up some very low-grade ore. It was eventually declared a 7. Now we're about to pass under a 160-year-old ore trestle. This is how ore was dropped from mines on the west side of the rails over to that crusher mill on the east side. Now folks, as we go underneath this trestle, I'd like you to take a look at those large rocks laying on the ground underneath it. Those large rocks laying there are actual gold and silver ore that is laid on the ground a century and a half. Now the reason these rocks are on the ground is when they brought the ore across this trestle, if the rock was too big to go through the crusher machinery, folks, they just pushed that rock right off the tongue of the trestle. So if any of you folks are feeling a little lucky today, come on back later with a great big hammer. You can go to work on one of those rocks and you might just strike your fortune. And they do tell me it's a little luckier than one of those slot machines. Deer, black-tailed deer, jackrabbits, cottontails. We've got the cutest ground squirrels this side of the Sierra Nevadas. We've got the red-tailed hawk, the California quail, and the bad boys of the desert as well, the Great Basin rattlesnake, some mountain lion, and some bobcat. And you might notice there are no lumber-producing trees up here in the Washoe Mountains. We are in an area called high desert at over 6,200 feet in altitude, and there's very little water to support that type of growth up here. The trees you do see growing here, the large one is the pinyon pine, one of Nevada's state trees. The smaller, lighter colored tree is the mountain juniper. Now the pinyon pine produces a little nut within those small pine cones that the Washoe Indians and Paiute Indians would come up in the fall months to harvest for their winter stores of food. Folks, notice that little scent in the air? Can you smell that? You know what we call that? That's called clean air. Feel free to enjoy all you like, folks, and you can even take some home with you. We're glad to share it. Now, coming around the next curve off the east side of the train on the bluff nearest us, you'll see the remains of the East Yellow Jacket mine. Now, the East Yellow Jacket mine was one of the highest producing. 2.5 months to dig this tunnel through solid rock using pick and shovel only. Now folks, as we go through the tunnel, I want you to enjoy that cool breeze that you'll feel coming through it. And please remember that cool breeze on our way back to Virginia City. Now those miners that worked on the Comstock lode were a pretty tough bunch. They had a nickname at that time. They were called muckers, and that was a name of respect for them. They would work in those mines 6 days a week, 8 hours a day, in temperatures around 120 degrees at the lower levels. Now at those temperatures, they could only work about 15 minutes at a time. Then they would have to proceed upward in the main shaft and off the side of what was called a drift.
Bob, go. And try not to make it overblow too much, okay? So
Well, I know that now.
come up under it.
What am I doing?
Wait till we get to the crossing and I'll tell you.
Slow in the start.
Yeah, I'll tell you. When we get around the back side of the station, you got a long way to go.
Well, then.
Don't know why, the floor fascinates me.
riding with an ST load, the UP loader back in '05, and we go through the Nile Tunnel there, and I never been through it before. He said, "You want to see how dark it is?" He sort of shut the headlight off on, and there was no cab light except the gauge. It's pitch black. That's a 900-foot tunnel. So he advised me to stop. Are we stopping?
Well, it's July 3rd, day before Independence Day. So anyway, yeah, this video is taking way too long to finish up. But anyway, there you go. You got to see how bad I blew the whistle. And so anyway, the last part of this will be some footage I shot of the train with the drone. You know, we're babysitting a dog who's crying. It's okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna. That'll be the last part of it, and yeah, that's it. And it took too long to get this done. Anyway, enjoy.
Bye.